This is Luke from Emo Electric. We're here today to talk about some of the accessories for the new line of Torqeedo Travel motors. So we've got the XP here with us today. That's Torqeedo's new 5 horsepower electric outboard, but the accessories are the same or similar for the Travel S as well. So one of the things that we recommend everyone get with their Torqeedo Travel is an extra kill switch. So that's this right here. The kill switch on an electric outboard works just like a gas outboard. You attach one end to the motor, the other end to yourself, and then if the motor is running and you step away from the motor, the kill switch coming off of the motor turns it off. One of these is included when you purchase your motor, but we recommend having an extra one on hand. Another accessory that we recommend is an extra propeller. So as you can see, this prop is made of plastic, and it's made of plastic because in the event of an impact, we want the propeller or the shear pin inside to fail before the motor itself, which is right down here, before the motor itself is damaged. So when you get an extra prop, you get an extra shear pin as well. So if you just break the shear pin, you can replace that. Got your whole bag inside of here. But it's good to have. It's a cheap insurance policy. If you hit a rock one day and you have an extra prop on hand, you're only off the water for 20 minutes or so. It's pretty easy to switch it out. You just need a socket wrench and the appropriate size socket there, and you're back on the water. If you don't have one, then you've got to wait for me to send you one. Another thing that we recommend purchasing is a zinc anode if you're going to be using the motor in salt water. So stock, the travel motors do come with an anode, but it's an aluminum anode, which is great for use in fresh water. But if you're going to be using your motor in salt water, zinc is the way to go. Another thing that we recommend purchasing if you're going to be using the motor in shallow, rocky water is an extra fin. So the fin is down here below the prop. It is made of plastic, and if you hit a rock or something like that, it can break off. Again, it's relatively easy to swap out, and if you have one on hand, then you're only off the water for a couple minutes. Another thing that we suggest for a lot of customers is a bag set. So we have one for the battery here, and then we have another bigger one for the motor. This is super handy if you're going to be taking the motor on and off of your boat often, or even if you have a larger yacht and you're using this for the tender, you can throw the battery and the motor in the bags, put them down in a hold, and you don't have to worry about them rolling around or getting scratched up or anything like that. And finally, the other accessory that people ask us about often is 12 volt or solar charging for the XP and the Travel S. Now, we actually don't have one of these chargers on hand just yet, but the charger itself looks similar to the regular 110 charger. It's just this portion here that plugs into the battery, and then coming off the other end is either a 12 volt DC outlet connector or your standard MC4 charge solar connectors. And the 12 volt charger is actually built into the battery itself. So it's really just the wiring that you need to purchase, and it's compact. So no bulky other chargers to carry around with you. So just to recap here, your kill switch, your prop, your anode, and your fin all come with the motor. So when you purchase one, you get a lot of that stuff to begin with. But if you have an extra prop, an extra fin, an extra kill switch, and you lose or break one of those, then you're only off the water for a couple minutes. If you don't, then you've got to wait for one to come in the mail. Again, the anode itself, the motor comes with an aluminum anode, so that's fine for people who are using this motor in fresh water, but if you're going to be using it in salt, you're better off with a zinc anode. The bag set really depends on your use case. If the motor generally lives on the boat and you're not moving it around very often, you probably don't need the bags, but if you're traveling with it, moving it around a lot, they're very nice to have. And then of course the chargers really depend on your use case. So we hope that you found this video helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the Travel XP, we made another video where we run through some of its features and give it a try on the water. We'll leave the link to that in the description below. And if you're interested in learning more about electric motors, Torqeedo, e-propulsion, anything in the electric boating world, please like and subscribe to this video. It goes a long way for us. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.